was a failed novel, then it was a short story, then it was a script, then it was a film, and then it was a book again. So it was a complete circle, and it closed. So I'm very happy with it.
It just, yeah, it was. I always start composing from the lead character on, and my first choice was Tom, and Tom said yes, and along came all my other favorite actors.
But it was beautiful, like, you know, the team we had around us, like our teams there, like everybody working with us, you know, most of them, a lot of like our team were from Brooklyn, but their accents were so different. So it's like, you know, it's like hard to kind of point out like a specific, like what is a pure Brooklyn accent. So I think we all kind of did our own like personal like versions of Brooklyn accents, but it was interesting for me to discover how many different flavors there was within that community.
But we actually just decided, let the dog be a dog. We never tried to I mean, it's puppies anyway, you can really, and we were just like, we were free to let the dog do what it, and everybody was just interacting with the nature of what a dog does, and that's all. So it wasn't that hard.
And it's a much maligned breed as well, the American Pit Bull. So it was beautiful to be able to work with that dog, and to work with with Kim and Joe and the guys that were introducers to the dog, and work with the dog and with the dog handlers, because I love dogs personally, and so I was a little nervous of the breed, and the breed has got a bit of a bad name, but actually it's one of the most sensitive dogs and most gentle dogs that I've ever come across. So, you know, it was an absolute pleasure.
You have to be like open for whatever. And there was like one take we did, and just like the dog sat down and like pooped on the ground, and we just like had to take it in. Yeah. And it's like, you know,
he snored. Remember, he snored all the way through that scene at the end. There's a really important scene.
It was like this. It's so good. It's so good.
Is it Chovka?
Chovka.
Yeah, Chovka's doing a very serious conversational scene. I have to sit. It's a very silent scene, and Chovka's very intense. And Rocco was just snoring all the way. All the way through it. And he wouldn't shut up.
First he was like, yeah, all the time, like whining, and then the first take, and we're like, okay, what we're gonna do with the dog? And you were like, no, he will calm down. And then second tape, he calmed down. Third take, he was like, and it was really snoring, and we were like, what's that sound? And you tried not to laugh, but that moment we were like.
I was gonna say, I mean, the dog trusted us. It was great. It was great working with the dog.
I remember one day I didn't have any scenes with him, but I came to set and I stepped in and I was like sitting next to Michael and looking at, there was a scene, they were like, you and him were doing a scene in this kitchen in his house, and I was like glued to the monitor. I couldn't leave, and they were waiting for me in the makeup, and they were like calling me, it's like, you have to go into makeup, and I couldn't leave. I was like, because what was going on between you was so beautiful and so strong and so real, and I was just like swept away.
I think very rarely when something is really serious, that if you have that serious attitude, I mean, you take the work seriously, but not oneself seriously. That you should. Oftentimes, when something gets serious, the more fun you can have off and around it, alleviates the ability to micromanage how intense a scene can get. So, oftentimes, the more like serious a project is on film, the more relaxed it is off film, and more fun. Romantic comedy is the other way around, you know. It's like light on screen, but everybody wants to kill themselves off